Oh, I'm sorry. This is not fake news. After years of hiding this video, Chuck Schumer should end his career. He's just a hypocrite. Once again, Democrats are proving they are truly this nation's most hypocritical representatives, especially this one who worked for and with former President Obama. 2013, under Obama, Schumer was adamant about his opposition against obstruction and claimed that the president from any party deserves to have their pick of who should be the heads of federal agencies. Now, Schumer is singing a different tune for President Trump. This is really great. Watch this.
Who in America doesn't think a president, Democrat or Republican, deserves his or her picks for who should run the agencies?
Will you vote for your colleague, Senator Sessions, as Attorney General?
I've already said I'll oppose Senator Sessions. The 9% rating is a cry by the American people to the Congress. Do something to help us. Our incomes are declining. Our lives are becoming more difficult. Stop the gridlock. Republicans are grinding the Senate to a near standstill.
We can't influence when they have the hearings. The original plan was to have 8 or 10 hearings the first week. We can hold them up on the floor, and for 2 months, that's all they'll do is their nominations. And so they're sort of stuck there, too.
Refusing to confirm qualified judges, preventing executive agencies from having the leaders they deserve. Well, it's a new world. People demand action. The old rules need to be modified. There's nothing that says they have to change the rules if Gorsuch doesn't get 60. And the logic, the irresistible, immutable logic is, if the nominee doesn't get 60, you change the nominee, not the rules.
We'd much prefer the risk of up or down votes in majority rule than the risk of continued total obstruction. That's the bottom line, no matter who's in power. We'd be derelict in our responsibility to the American people if we just let's do all of these in a week and not ask them any tough questions.
But your hands are tied, because in the last Congress, your Democratic leadership, you were a part of it, changed the rules so that you only need 51 votes to confirm a nominee, not 60, and therefore you're living by your rules. Was that a mistake in retrospect?
I argued against it at the time. I said both for Supreme Court and in Cabinet should be 60. Because on such important positions, there should be some degree of bipartisanship. I won on Supreme Court, lost on Cabinet, but it's what we have to live with now.
Not the greatest situation when you're in the minority.
Wish it hadn't happened.
You wish it hadn't happened.
Yep.
Now that's horrifying. This is proof that the Democrats are merely opposing Trump just because they wanted another Democrat in the White House instead of a Republican. They continue to criticize Trump and his administration for every person he nominates and every measure he tries to pass. See, the difference back in 2013 when the Republicans were against the Democrats and they gave them a hard time, it was because of good reason. We had good reason. They were trying to put criminals into the administration. Okay? And that's what we're fighting to get out right now. Schumer's one of them. Schumer and the other Democrats are criticizing Trump and the Republicans for their overuse of the filibuster, but they themselves used the nuclear option to help confirm nominees chosen by Obama. Schumer, in a classic show of liberal mentality, seems opposed to all beliefs he held in 2013. He's strongly opposed to the nuclear option being used by the Republicans because, apparently, it's only fair for the liberals to get their way. The only reason Republicans would use this option is because the Democrats are so strongly opposed to the angel Neil Gorsuch being confirmed to Supreme Court. Not because he wouldn't be a good person for the position, but because he won't fold to the left's corruption. Nothing has been ever written that is more true. Schumer has called for the Democrats to filibuster Gorsuch's nomination, just for the heck of it, making Gorsuch unable to confirm into the position for it to go through. For it to go through, 8 Democrats need to defect from Schumer, which is doubtful to happen. The argument that there was several years ago and that the people change is not substantial. In October, when Schumer was asked about the nuclear option being used to oppose Hillary Clinton nominee, she was elected. He stated, "I hope we won't get to that, and I'll leave it at that." Wow. This proves Schumer and the rest of the Democrats are huge hypocrites and they only want things done their way. That's how a successful government is supposed to run. This is not a dictatorship or a socialist regime. The liberals can't get their way 24/7. Sorry. Our government is about balancing the power of the people, dictating which party will be stronger and which will be weaker. This time, it is the Republicans with the majority, and the liberals can't hardly stand it. But we, the people, elected these representatives for a reason, whether liberals like it or not. The Democrats have done nothing good for this country, yet they wonder why they are not in the White House. Because of their heinous actions and hypocritical nature, they are truly open the eyes of the American people. And also, the mainstream media helped a little. They've shown us who they truly are. Drain the swamp. I'm going to be getting a Cup of the Month Club. That's what this is. I'm throwing this out there. A Cup of the Month Club, and maybe Drain the Swamp cups and some American flag cups and some shirts and hats. Maybe, I don't know. I tell you one thing, and I haven't mentioned it, but YouTube has messed with us. They I don't know if this is happening to a lot of people in politics, but it seems like they're messing with us and our money, and they're slowing it down a little bit. So might have to look for some other things. But I love cups and mugs and coffee, so that looks like a fun thing to do. Anyway, I'm sorry I took us straight off of that lovely story. Did you hear that the way they did this in the beginning? This part was great. That was the Daily Caller. The little fairy tale music behind it was perfect, because that's what it was. Fairy tale, all lies.